Hello, everyone. I think I'm live now. Yes, you are live. Hey, everyone. Thanks for coming. People from Brazil, Spain, Canada. Yes, you guys are very welcome. Let's paint and chat a little bit. Um, I will try to answer questions through the chat here in the YouTube. Right, yeah. I'm not, this meeting is being live streamed. All right, yeah. I'm not familiar anymore with the streaming since our pandemic. And yes, I was missing to doing that. Good to know you're here. All right. Bom dia. Bom dia, obrigada, obrigado. Gente, okay. So I'm going to speak in English during this live because it's a part of a program promoted by Hahnemühle, and it calls Hahnemühle Week. And there is people from all over the world, and I'm supposed to speak in English. I have to speak in English, but of course, I'm gonna answer some questions in English, in Portuguese, doing some translations. Let's try. I'll try my best to keep translating or right speaking slowly that people from Brazil can understand. All right. Okay. Good to see you guys. Let me put here again on the YouTube. Does everybody like hearing good, watching me good? It's a good transmission. Please let me know anything, right? If the audio just, let me set up everything here. Good. Bom dia. Bom dia. Olá. Buongiorno. Buenos dias. Good morning. Good afternoon for me here. I'm living in Italy. This live is being I'm making this live from Italy. I just set up my new studio here. Yes, and as I said, this is a live part of the Hahnemühle schedule for this week. It calls Hahnemühle Week. Every year, Hahnemühle promotes this week, inviting different artists, excellent artists from all over the world, and art lovers, people who likes to paint and be involved with art process, watercolor process, and it's a big pleasure to be here in this schedule, in this program. And yes, here we are. Let's paint something, chat a little bit. Please send me questions. I know there is a lot of people who follows me, who likes my work, and it's very difficult to talk to me because I'm always speaking Portuguese. So when I start to do more lives and transmissions in English, so you guys can interact with me more. I just don't do that because I'm so busy with my personal classes and with my students. But now for the second part of the year, I'm planning to stay more online live here on YouTube and on my Instagram account. So right, yeah. Good morning, bom dia. Bom dia, tchau Federico, tchau people. Fala galera, um abraço. Saudade das nossas demos livre. Não quero prometer, mas eu tenho muita saudade e olha, é plano voltar. We're gonna get back in that weekly meeting that we did during the pandemic. All right, yes, let's paint. So I just post the reference and the materials I'm gonna use in my Instagram account, so you guys can go there and get the reference, right? People who wants to paint with me, let's see it. The plan is to paint cityscape. When when the Hahnemühle team asked me to, show something during this week, I decided to paint this reference because for me, the day-by-day scenes, the day-by-day reference you can get from, from 1 minute away where you are, they are for me the best ones. So you can have like an excellent piece of art, an excellent watercolor with simple reference. I always say to my students, don't make confusion with photo and a good reference to paint. Sometimes, most of the times, a good painting comes from another good picture. An excellent photo, great photo, most of the times would be like a watercolor painting for a photo. I don't like that. I always do some adjustments in the phone, like a little zoom or something to simulate the human or real eye to to make it as a good reference. So this is a good one. It's pretty much good to paint. We don't need to do many adjustments. It's ready to go. I'm gonna kind of reproduce it, the main things, the main masses, volume, reproduce the colors actually, a little bit, the light, and to represent what the reference is showing. So when I always advise to do not copy, this is not a copy painting. And I always ask people to, feel what the painting is asking for. And, everyone has different tastes and we have to apply our own taste in the painting. Every single artist, professional or not, has their own way to paint, and everything here is that I want to show you guys is my way to paint and the things that I like, the things that I choose. There's many ways to paint, many tastes and different kind of brush strokes and layers and everything. So when you're painting with water, it's so kind of complex material. It takes the ways that you don't have to ask for, or you don't have to, complain. You have just to leave the water doing whatever it does, or it want to do. Good. Hello for Germany. Beijo, pessoal, que está aí falando português. Bom dia, good morning. All right, yes, let's start. Let's start this thing. I have the reference already. As I told you guys before, the reference is on my Instagram. I just posted. There you guys can follow or even paint with me. I'm gonna show you here again. Let me just share the reference. Here we are. Bam. This is the reference, right? For the who didn't see it. Right. Here it is, adjusting everything. Good. Let me change here. Okay, let's go. So let's start. I'm gonna change my camera. So I will try to explain my process. It's not a class. It's not a technical thing. It's just a demonstration, and I'm gonna explain as much as I can. I try to be simple in the process. I try to be fast. I'm working a fast paper. I call it fast because it's not a cotton paper, so it doesn't absorb much water. And when the paper is like the cellulose paper, when it's a cellulose paper, the water and everything just happens on pretty much in the surface. So that's why I call it this kind of paper as a fast paper. And I like fast papers because my way to paint is kind of fast. So, all right, this is the reference, right? Thank you. Let's go. So, are you guys okay with the transmission? You guys are seeing? Good. Okay. The chat and everything. I'm not familiar anymore with these comments here. So let's go. Let me change the camera over here. But here we are. Okay, this is the paper I'm going to use, the Britannia paper. I'm getting from a blog. With this 36 by 48 size. I'm arrange here everything. Yes, a little bit towards the top. Yes, okay. You guys can send me questions and I'll try to respond, to answer as much as I can. Let me get here. The texture is a thin grain. This is the one that I like to. I don't like to use Britannia rough texture because it kind of, there's some lines in the texture, and if you decide to choose a rough texture, which is kind of lines, you have to adapt the effect of the lines in your piece of art. So I like it flat and smooth. So that's why I choose the thin one. I love this paper, just love this paper. This is the one that I use during my classes, even when I'm painting outdoor. Sometimes I take this paper to paint. I take this paper with me, especially when I have like a humid weather, because I can paint without much water, like in the cotton ones, right? The cotton paper absorbs lots of water, so when you are in a humid place, you're gonna have some trouble to dry your painting. And yes, just fixing the paper hands up. This is the back of the block, actually, right? You have the blocks, right? And this is the cardboard. It's like, if I can call it a cardboard in the back, it's excellent. It's an excellent cardboard to use as a base for the, future painting. So no need to be neat, no big to, attach, not really good. It just to make it good. Okay, let's go. Let me get the reference here. Saudades. Right, yeah, miss you guys. In a few minutes, you're gonna hear Luca playing and screaming around here. This is good. I set up my studio next to my home. I tried a couple of times to have my studio away from home, but it's being possible. Sometimes I have some input at night and I have to paint, so it's easy when I just get out of my bed and go painting. Everything has to be ready to go, and the water, the paint, and everything. This is the way that I live. This is the way that I work. I wait for that. I ask for that. I had a different life already, and now I'm a full-time painter since 2012. Okay. So here's the reference, right? I show you already. And let me get here. Let's start to take some notes. I don't like to say I'm drawing the reference, because drawing, if you do like a really good drawing, you're like in risk to just put some colors in a drawing. I don't want that. I want a painting, so I want to paint with my brush. And if I'm using pencils or whatever, I have to use them to help my painting, not to draw, you know what I mean? This is a kind of way that I use to talk to myself that I'm not drawing, I'm just painting. And painting has a little different approach of drawing. See, I'm just worried about the main masses, not the details, anything. As I told you guys, and I'm gonna repeat a lot in this live. This is not a copy. Don't try to copy anything. I mean, it's not wrong to copy like a reference. It's not wrong. This is just the way that I paint. I avoid copying. This is my main goal. This is not a copy, right? We have to interpret. I give lots of importance for the interpretation. In the interpretation, you have your voice, you have your taste. If you like this tree here full of flowers, you can do it. If you want to change this tree here for like a pine tree or whatever, you have to. You cannot, just keep copying and doing what is in the reference. And starting here with this, gestual, I call it gestual notes, sketch is a good sketch actually. The posture here is kind of a sketch. Here's another tree, some lines here. Here's a car. Make a mess of this car here. Dun, dun, dun. Just one's enough. I need to be more chill. Here, what is the most important here for me? This connection here between the wall and the streets, those cars. Maybe a traffic light here is good. Maybe not here, just another one. Yeah, see, my sketching is asking me some stuff. That's why I'm just worried about keep going in the way that my sketching is asking for, not exactly the reference. The reference just give me reference, of course. Sounds obvious, but it is obvious. Reference. The meaning of reference is that reference has to be like a reference just to indicate some ways, not, Here has some visual language. Boa tarde. I'm gonna check the chat sometimes. Pedro, como está aí, Pedro? Saludos, saudade. Olá, Pedro. Beatriz, Regina, Carmen, Lúcia, Isolete, Cristina, Maria, Cláudio. Thanks, everybody. Dulce, bom dia. Gente, bom dia, beijo para vocês, saudade de todo mundo. Estou vivendo na Itália, definitivamente, durante um longo período agora. Pretendo voltar com as demo livre, direto aqui, com referência da Itália. Essa live é para fazer em inglês, faz parte da Hahnemühle Week, é um projeto da marca Hahnemühle, convida vários artistas para estar a semana fazendo live. Eu tenho bastante seguidor, aluno que fala inglês, então eu também preciso dar um toque para essa turma. Legal, gente, legal ver vocês. A referência está no meu Instagram, para quem quiser pintar junto. Material também, sugestão. E é isso. Bora pintar. Saudade de fazer demo livre. Saudade de vocês. É isso, está bem anotado. That's all, folks. I'm just speaking a little bit in Portuguese here for my colleagues, friends, and students from Brazil. as I told you guys before, this is a Hahnemühle project. This live here is a part of Hahnemühle Week. This excellent brand, this amazing brand, is an example for me. I try as much as I can to work with professional brands, professional people, and they're being so professional all the times. It's a company that makes paper since, man, they do paper. They makes paper since 1584. That's a long time, almost half century doing paper. In the history of Hahnemühle, there is some amazing things. They did cash, like money in the past. They did so important documents that was part of the history of the German and the World War, and they have such amazing history doing papers, and it's very nice to check in their website or other channel, in other companies' channels. And yes, and who wants to follow the Hahnemühle Week, another artists, great artists doing lives and stuff during this week, just go to hahnemühle.com. The address in the Instagram is, let me take a note here for you guys. Hahnemühle Global. Just look for Hahnemühle. Let me double check here. Hahnemühle Global. Just go there and check what's next. Who will be the artist of the day, and have fun. A company that gives lots of collaboration with artists and students, and Hahnemühle _ global. Right, this is the main channel, let me show you. This is the main account, Hahnemühle Global. Just go there, follow them, see what's going on during this week. They have excellent products. I use it for a long time, and I'm so proud to work with them sometimes in collaboration. We help each other in some actions and stuff, and it's very important to brands and for artists to have this kind of relationship, a professional relationship, because we depend in each other, right? We as an artist depend on brands, good products, the students, teachers, we all depend on each other. So if you work together, we get stronger and better and more professional. That was good to double check again and see what's, still have to, what I'm missing here. And the question is, what am I missing here? I'm not missing house or, light posts or wires or trees. I'm just missing masses. What I had to, add or take off to complete the language, the visual language, the message. The most important for me here is the message, not the house or whatever, not the element itself, but the message that has, right, with the connection of them. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna prepare some mixture here for the sky. I'm mixing some blues, some reds, even some yellows. This color here is so strong. I'm using Chimene colors. This paper here, as I told you, is Britannia. The brushes are Chimene, pretty much Chimene. This is the Mix B, the mixture of synthetic fibers and natural fibers. It calls Mix B brush. It's an excellent brush. What makes a brush perfect for me? the amount of water it can hold and the tip. If you use your brush and lose the tip, that's it for me. I have to change the brush. So this one here is taking 1 year, 2 years, 2 years actually, using without changing the tip. And this is for me is excellent. It's great when you have something that takes longer to, start here from the top. I always like to work from the top to the bottom. And here he goes. I love to see the water painting for me. When you learn or when you like to paint in that way, you don't have to worry about it. You have to follow some rules. You have to learn some rules. But who does the worst thing, the most beautiful thing in your watercolor is the water, not you. I mean, this is the way that I like to paint. I like to leave for the water to do the most beautiful things. Because the most beautiful things in watercolor are the water stains, the water fusions, and things that we cannot do with another technique, with another material. It's possible to do with pastels or oils or whatever. It's kind of things here. Just watercolor does that. So if I'm painting with watercolor, I want to see water in my painting. If I want something more controlled or more, realistic, I don't use watercolor at all. I use another technique. And again, this is the way that I paint. It's not wrong, it's not right, just different. So some people don't like the way that I paint, some people like it, and that's it. I paint for myself, that's the most important. See, here I'm having lots of fun, whatever. If I'm working, if I'm giving classes, if I'm doing some painting for some, a demonstration or whatever, I just try to have as much fun as I can. See? Yeah, I like this way. Fusions, water like running, and I can see like some textures here. This is a fast paper, as I told you guys before. And a fast paper, I have to be, of course, fast. And I cannot apply too many layers. I cannot use too much water. I have to keep the balance. It's more difficult to paint in like that in cellulose paper than in a cotton paper. Cotton paper for watercolor is easier to paint. It's much easier because you can, stay there like painting, correcting. The water like waits for you. It's kind of slow paper. I call it to myself to describe the difference between papers, the fast paper and the slow paper. For me, this cellulose paper is a slow paper. An example of slow paper, right? It's a fast paper. I mean, it's the collection. This is a slow paper. And I have to realize that, of course, because if I want to paint this paper, I know that I have to be, a little bit slower. The water takes a little longer to get dry, and that's the main thing for watercolorists. A good watercolorist for me has to understand this difference. If you want to, you have to understand the water flow and the water timing. Watercolor is about timing. What kind of timing? The water timing. You have to know exactly how it is here. If it's damp, if it's moisture, how is it? If it's dry, so down here is dry. Of course, I didn't touch it. Here is moisture. Here's damp. Some spots here. How is my brush? Like it's full of water. It's half water. A good watercolorist has to understand that the water timing in your painting. Okay. All right, guys. Just reading here the chat. You guys have some questions, please? Beijo para vocês que estão aí. Saudade eu também. Vamos falar inglês essa live. Sim, e eu vou traduzindo conforme, tentando bem devagar aqui, apesar de ser um papel rápido, mas com calma, falando com vocês, sem pressa. Bora lá. All right, let's keep doing. Please, you guys, who's watching, tell me in the chat, where are you watching from? I'm curious. England, Germany, United States. I'm going to United States actually. I have a workshop on August in Rockport, Texas. From 4 to 7, July 7th. Here's some fusion, no problem. If it explodes too much, no problem. Just get back in. Just leave it happening. Put some color here on the wall. Using lots of water on the surface. I want some abstractions here and there, so I have to work for that. If it's floating too much, just go back and take out a little bit, no problem. Don't be afraid of, doing some effects, and everything has to be incorporated in your painting. All the process, I mean, any single step you do in your process has to be incorporated. If you know how to incorporate, it's not an error anymore. This is a fact. This is a thing that you add to your style, to your painting. And it's beautiful when you work in this way. I want some fusion here. Don't want to worry about it. House over there. I'm waiting to get dry here and there. As I said before, the timing is the most important. Timing of your watercolor. How is the water here in this part of the paper? So you have to know to get the effect, that happens when you put some pigment in a damp water and in a moisture place, in a damp paper or in a moisture paper, you get different effects. So you have to know that the difference. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. This is not important, so just do some. I want some water stains here. This is the most beautiful thing in watercolor for me, of course. Different artists has different approach, different taste. My taste is I want to see water. Otherwise, I go to another technique. See, this is water. I like to see that. And sometimes we destroy accent things, just skipping. Ta, 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 ta. Just leave it. You'll be more, you're gonna get nice effects if you just leave it. Water effect, see? It's running down, everything's running. Yeah, do like that. Don't worry. Put some color here. I don't know which color, maybe blue. Feel what the painting is asking for, right? I want some blue here. The reference, there's some blue here in the reference too, but yes, okay, it's a different blue. Don't need to be exactly that blue or that color. Use your color. Learn about your palette. Learn about your colors. How to learn? Practicing. having classes. Choose a good teacher, a professional teacher to teach you the basics. And then there is a time that you have to leave the teacher and be yourself painting. You feel the right time to do that. The right time is when you get familiar with the technique. That happens sometimes when things start to get boring. Oh, I don't like to paint this thing anymore. Oh, I don't like to paint this kind of reference again. Oh, I don't like it anymore. So it's time to change. Change the reference, change the point of view, change your teacher. Oh, I love my teacher, so stay with him until you start to hate him. I'm just kidding, but yes, something like that. Hi guys from Mexico. What colors are you using? Basically the primary ones, the yellows, reds, and blues. Here I have some dark colors, some sepia, Van Dyck brown, can be sepia or Van Dyck brown, whatever. Here is a color that I call grape. I do myself, mixturing ultramarine and alizarin crimson. I just squeeze the tubes here and mix them together to get this color. It's a kind of, I call it grape. I don't find it in any brand, in any line. Oh, it's impossible. And I'm trying hard to find something ready to go, but it's impossible. I don't find it, just don't find it. So that's why I mix myself to get the right point that I call grape color, and I use it as a, dark color. Hey, Farah, how are you? Yes, yes, yes. Good to see you. Good to see you here. Farah Basta, right? I miss you guys. That trip was amazing. Maya Freire from Kenya, Valéria from São Paulo, Brasília. Thank you guys. Valeu, gente. Yes, the color, my color palette, it's almost the same. Always, I don't change my color. I love the colors I use. It's, I don't change too much. It's almost the same. I just add a new color here. Frankly speaking, it's a color that I used before, but I'm using again the raw sienna. I'm using the raw sienna again. I used to use it in my palette and I take it off. And now I'm using again. So this is the only color I add since I'm here in Italy. Yes. Okay. Here is a mountain down there. Right. Yeah, it's a massive mountain. And here's some visual language. I don't care. What is that? What or exactly what is there? This is just about visual language in my painting. And yes, good to see you guys here. Que bom que vocês vieram, que estão aqui trabalhando nesses pontos, um ou outro, enquanto tenho água presente. Estou usando o pincel número 6. I'm using a number 6 brush. It calls Mix B series from Da Vinci Company. I love this brush. for me is the one that is always with me. And I'm using pretty much the same brush for everything. The number 6 one, mop number 6, okay? I have here a number 6, I have here another one, synthetic. Number 6 also, number 12, that pen I spin. I love this other brush here for details and stuff. The beginning of the watercolor is bigger brush, like big washes, and I want to see the water going all over. And then I use the number 4, and that's it. I don't use much brushes. I used to use more brushes before, but now I'm tired of that. Just, let me just use it and that's it. I don't care about changing brushes and not anymore. I don't know, just change it. We change. Of course, you have to change. And when you have like a big change in life, like I'm doing, living in Italy now, the art process changed too, of course. The artistic process, the painting process changes when you change your life, because the artistic process is so related to your personality and your life, and of course it's going to change. In my case, it's changing a lot. I'm happy with that. I'm asking for that. Here's my car. Yes. Okay, everything's getting dry here on the top. I don't want to dry fast. Spinning, I'm just going easy. It's gonna take, I think, more half an hour or 40 minutes to answer your questions. Fun. Aha. Good to see you here. Thanks. Malafreya Photography. Thank you. Yeah. I thank you. Yes, please. Ask me questions, people. I'm here for that. I want to answer you guys as much as I can. It's not easy to paint and read at the same time, but I'm going to stop sometimes here to read the chat. And okay, what else? Yeah, let's start this bushes here. I have to be concentrating the process. That's another hard thing to do. Give classes, doing the same time the demonstration. For me, it's easier, even easier when I have somebody to talk to and I can see the students, and I'm not seeing you guys. I'm just guessing you guys are typing and watching. This is weird, but I love it. I love doing that. Thanks for coming. And here we are, dark color here to, try something. Pop. Splitting water, I like that. Don't tell me, or tell me, Ari, you're doing a mess. Yes, I'm doing. And I like to do a mess in my painting, like a beautiful mess. I mean, beautiful for me. First hand, we have to paint for you. If you like it, do it. Do whatever you like in your painting. Don't paint for somebody else. Paint for yourself. That's the main advice I give. I'm using here a palette, a big palette, enough to mixture a lot of painting. I like to work in like bigger formats. Most of people paint small watercolors or quarter sheet, quarter sheet, 30 by 40. I like to paint from this size bigger ones. So yes, we're gonna use this brush here for these details, a detail. I don't like to call detail, but some, some calligraphy here. Pom, pom. It's important. Just preparing everything. Painting here, there, talking to you guys. As I told you before, as I said before, most important is to have fun. If you're not having fun, there's something wrong in the process. You have to have fun. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. This is what I want to. I need light and volume. And yes, when you think your painting's kind of going nowhere, you have to take some decisions like, oh, let's finish. That's the decision. Let's just finish. Visual language, that's it. I'm going to stop a little bit in a few minutes to see the chat. Here I have to keep going still. I have some light here, okay. It's great when it happens, this kind of fusion, and I look for that, like for colors, mixtures. We are closer now. I'm leaving in Italy, so make your plans to participate in another retreat. I'm planning next ones. Even if you want just to paint, come down. We set up like a personal class or whatever we need. Want to eat some pasta in Italy and paint. Yes, I have a program of painting for anybody who wants to come or just paint, learn from me. I have a schedule to work with students here in my studio. As I told you guys, I'm working in Italy, living in Italy for now with my family. Let's keep it live here. Pum, pum, pum. A little bit of spray because I want to get back here a little bit. I want to bleed here, this tree. We call it in Portuguese. I don't know if it works in English, but and to get out of the frame, I call it bleed. Bleed the tree. I'm bleeding the tree. Some grape here. See, that's the grape color I do myself as I explain it. Let's, Some people ask me, oh, Ari, why you just did that? And I answer, because the painting is asking for. See? Don't wait for that. Just, that's it. This is water. This is some nice effects. I love it. Painting, for me, painting, art exists to, you know, to free yourselves, not to get worried or tense or, okay, good. What else? Put some color here in this window. Bam, one brush stroke. That's it. One brush stroke for that. One brush stroke for this. Other one here. Bam, bam, bam. How many windows do we have in this house? Oh, 4, 3. Sometimes endless windows in some cityscape here in Italy, and we just have to decide to do not do 1,000 windows. Just do 3, 4, 10 windows if you have 1,000 windows. That's a big challenge and makes your painting fresher because you start to paint every single window like in an Italian landscape. You're going to get crazy. It's impossible. For me, it's impossible. Some people can do that. I can't, just can't. And as I told you guys before, there's no right, no wrong way to paint. The right way to paint is the way that you like to paint. Choose a teacher, a master who paints in the way that you like to paint. Because he's going to teach you in that way. So, and don't trust people who say, so that's a right way to paint or wrong way to paint. There's some rules, of course, you have to follow, but those are visual language rules, and you apply in your painting, so you have to. But once you get familiar and you practice for some couple of years, you start to understand that a lot of things that you thought was wrong can be right if you know how to use them. Can be totally right. And this is so amazing. This process, art process, is so amazing. We worked that in classes and workshops, and I just love it. Just love being a teacher. I just love teach all this process, follow all this process with the students. Just love it. Yeah, I'm just going easy, playing with the water, playing with the fusions, preparing my painting. This is not the painting. This is just preparation. I'm preparing everything for today. I have to wait a little bit to get dry some spots here and there. That's what I'm doing. Okay. I have some stuff here and there. I can scrape a little bit, some lines. See, that's the right time to scrape something. It's another thing that you get practicing. The right time to do some scrapes like this. Bah, bah. I don't like to use white paint at all. I like to do like that when I need something, white. I just scrape in the right time. It takes a little practice, but it's an excellent way to keep it fresh, whatever. Yeah. All right. Reading the paint is so important too. You guys have to learn how to read the paint to understand what the paint is asking for. This is different to different of copying the reference. There's a point that I get in my painting that I don't look to the reference anymore. I'm just following my painting. Here's some stuff over there, some white spots. I do with my finger, with my fingernail. Okay, guys, great. Yes. This has been the way that I like to paint. Okay, I have to wait a little bit. I'm gonna prepare some shadow here. I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna mix it up everything. This is what I call soup color. This soup color is great because it contains everything. So if I'm doing like a big color here, I'm sure that has everything in it. I don't like to use pure colors. I mix up everything. The most important step in my painting is here in my palette. I take it so seriously here. So I have to learn about my colors. I have to understand how they work. Looks so spontaneously, but there is lots of study and practicing here. I tell you, I can't see. Oh, watercolor is easy. Just get some water, some colors, and split on the paper. No, this is an intuitive painting. This is another thing. For a painting, you have to follow some rules, definitely. Okay, let's go here and see what's happened. I want some cool color here. I'll make it so bright and easy. One brush stroke. Don't try to be neat in this process. Leave some white spots. And have fun. That's the most important thing. Let's prepare some little bit of painting here. Grape with some burnt sienna. Let me make it the thing work. Make it the thing just work by itself. Yes, pretty good. There's fusions here and everything. I like it. And it is always a surprise. You don't know exactly what's going on. You have a plan, of course. You have to follow that plan, but you have to leave some space for the surprise. And surprise or surprise. Surprise is always good. The experience is gonna make you understanding the surprise, keeping the surprise, and not avoiding the surprise. Surprises are great. Like this here, everything is bleeding. Okay, just let it go. Put something stronger here and there. This is not important in my painting, so I wanna abstract things here. Like this. Visual language. See? I don't care much. here and there. I'm using the Watercolors pen, an excellent brush. Yeah, for now. And here, what I have here, I still have to, do like a brush stroke here. One, that's it, at once. And here the same. I'm doing this thing bleeding here. Lots of accidents. Love that. I look for that. One brush stroke here and there. While it's too wet, that causes lost and found edges. Bum, bum, bum. Here the same. I need some volume here. I don't know. You tell me what is this. I have no idea. That's the way I like to paint people. Ari, what is that? I don't know. You want to. I'm leaving to you to decide, to interpret. I don't want to describe everything. I just want to describe the main things, but not everything. And in this way, I have to leave some stuff for you to tell me what you think it is. Is this or is that thing here? Okay. Now it's time to these lines here describes the street. Yes, and actually I want something here too. Helps me to create depth and conducting. I have to conduct the eyes. And here we go. Going with the water, that's important. I don't have to rush. I don't have to go too slow. I have to go with the water. That's important. For me, it's important. So now let me leave a little bit later. Maybe some scratch here and here for a while. This is visual language. I want to say that here's city and traffic lights with some lamps or whatever. This is visual language, so I have to follow the visual language. Some white spots, white lines, some dark lines. Bam. Why is too wet? Perfect. Bam. Another line here over there. One here, another one here. Bam. What is here? What is this? You tell me. I don't know. I'm just trying to describe the process, that I use to to decide things here. I ask myself a lot of times, what is that? Doesn't matter. Most of things are not that important that we used to think. As I told you guys before, I'm doing this live from Italy. I'm living next to Bologna and Parma, a city that calls Reggio Emilia. I'm living here with my family, Luca, and my wife, Aline. Luca is studying the Reggio children. He's a system that fits what we really like for kids. And here we are living an Italian life. We are all from Italian families. So it's one of the reasons that we are here. Here is some shadows. Now is the time to create some life in the painting with some details and whatever. Yes, I like this step here, the last step actually for me in the painting, but you have to take care to do not go over. If you go over, you're gonna destroy your painting with the details. So I have to keep this posture from the beginning to the end. The goal is to interpretate. The goal is to have to tell the half story about the reference. Not everything. I want to leave most of the things for you to describe, to translate, to understand, to interpret. I want to respect your opinion. If you want these things here to be like whatever house or a store, or, I leave to you. It's kind of fusions here. I love it. I'm waiting a little bit for the last steps. I have to wait. And that's it. Maybe here I'm gonna get back again. Some, something like this, like that. See, visual language. That's it. All right. I hope you guys are enjoying. We have some more minutes. We have some couple of minutes. Let me finish here. I plan in my sketch the traffic light over here, but the painting is asking me to do in another place because here would be like kind of tight. I don't know. This is it's hard to explain that, but it's related to what I said before. Try as much as you can. Read what your painting is asking for, not the reference at all. Post aqui, post slide, outro aqui. Here it is, much better than there. The car is stopped, so I have to put some red light. It's enough. Cars with red lights and red stuff, red spots, cityscape has been so common. So I always ask myself, how can I do the same thing as everybody, but in a different way? That's a creativity. That's about creativity. To be creative is not exactly do a new thing, but most of times be creative is do the same thing as everybody's doing, but in a totally different way. That's creativity for me. That's my opinion. My way of the way that I take creativity with me, and the way that I share with my students. And I always remember that there is no right way, wrong way. There is your way. That's it. Try to find your way, and you'll be original. You'll be happy. Create more shadow here. Because I want to use a bigger brush, bigger than you need, bigger than you need. They'll be easier to do not copy things. Let me double check here. Everything seems okay. The last step. Here's the time to use a smaller brush. There's a number 4, just to create reflection here, this window. More 1 or 2 brush strokes here. To say this is a, this could be a car, of course. What else? Yes, almost finishing. I don't need anything else here much. It's pretty much done. Maybe something here could be great. Some tree here. I mean, I'm missing some tree here. It's the kind of painting, it's kind of reference you can find next to your door, wherever you live. For sure, you have excellent reference right there. 5-10 minutes from your home, from your work. Just try to find them. Here's a tree I was missing. Here we go. See, that's it. I like it. This is a kind of thing that the painting asks for. Not the reference. Just put some spray, just try a little bit. It's important for me. Now it's time to do some details, or if I can call details. They're not details, but just some stuff here and there, some lines, some posts, light posts. At the time, I had to apply some lines. I need the paper flat again. Otherwise, these bumps here will be like bump, bump. They won't be good to my lines. I'm gonna dry a little bit just for that, because to get the paper flat again. Okay, that's enough. Oops. Apply some lines over here. There we go. It's enough. Maybe something here. Just to break this effect here. Right, it's good. It's not bad. Like it. Here, I think feel a little light, too light. Make it darker. Just a little bit. Yes, much better. Swell here. Make it taller. That's it. Yes, it's pretty much done. I don't need much more than that. Maybe another one here. It's enough. That's it. Okay. I hope you guys like it. 5:30 for me here for 5:20. I'm gonna take a picture, post in my Instagram. You can see the final result. And yes, I was missing to do this kind of live demonstration. I really want to get back to the demo livre, not exactly weekly as we did during the pandemic, but maybe once a month. Yes, thank you. Do. Thanks for coming. Adriane, thanks. Adriane Gaspari. This is my student from our watercolor group. Obrigado, Adriane. Valeu, gente. Deixa eu trocar aqui a câmera. Let me change the camera. Thanks, Hahnemühle team. You guys are being so great. Supporting the art lovers. It's great to know that we had some brand like following us, following the students, the artist needs so important to make an excellent brand. Thanks. Thanks everybody. Let me just change my camera here and we can see each other. Here we are. Thanks everyone. Thanks a lot. Please, if somebody wants to talk to me, send me a message. aridigoisclass@gmail, or the social media. Send me a message in my Instagram, Facebook. I'm gonna reach you guys back as soon as I can. Thanks, Pedro. Obrigado. Gracias, Pedro. Federico, grazie mille. Good to see you here. Annie, Martin, merci. Grazie. Thank you very much. Maria Cleonice, Cleo, beijo. For you too, valeu. Dulce, todo mundo do Brasil, de outros países, from another place. Obrigada. Tudo certo por aqui. Obrigado, Carmen. Vou voltar a fazer as demos. Tô louco para fazer. Realmente, sinto saudade. Quem sabe? Valeu, gente. Valeu, Fê. Obrigado, Beatriz. Thanks, everybody. Maia Freia, Pelissa, Brasil de Curitiba. Abraço também, beijo. Isabel Guerreiro, de Portugal. Beijo, Isabel. Estou vendo todo mundo aqui, dando uma passada rápida, bastante mensagem. Valeu, gente. Claudinho, Maria José, Cristina, Castro, já falei, pessoal em cima. Pedro, saludos. Estamos cerca, Pedro. Vou te visitar em seu estúdio. Thanks, Photoshop memo. Thanks a lot. Yes, it's a good demo. I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy being with you guys. Beijinhos. Luca is here, screaming, playing all the time. We have a dinner meeting tonight for the parents, so we're going there right now. In a few minutes, we have to get there. Good. Valeu, Tadeu. Beijo para vocês. Uma ótima semana. Have a great week. Thank you very much. Stay tuned with the Hahnemühle week. They have excellent artists doing excellent works like me here today, like live. You can chat, you can ask questions, you can interact, and this is a very good thing that the Hahnemühle does every year. So I'm proud to be part of the program. Okay, thank you guys. Bye bye. Ciao.